Hello everyone, Disney Dude here. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and hit that thumbs up if you like the video. So, tomorrow is actually a very momentous occasion. Tomorrow, or actually I should say January 15th is a very momentous occasion. January 15th marks 50 years of Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress and 30 years of New Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom. So I'm going to go through a couple things here for you. Tomorrowland was built as a it was built as a tribute to Walt Disney's internal optimism about how things would get better in the future. He was an eternal optimist. He always knew that tomorrow would be a better day. And he was very excited about the future. So when they created Tomorrowland at Disneyland, it was full of things that was going to celebrate the future of tomorrow. So they had attractions like Space Mountain and the People Mover, and another attraction was Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. So I'm going to break each of these down for you. Let's start with Space Mountain. Space Mountain was the first indoor roller coaster ever built. Walt liked that idea of having a dark ride, a roller coaster ride in the dark. So he tasked his Imagineers to create something, and what they came up with was Space Mountain, and it's one of those classic Disney attractions. It's still beloved today. People still love going on it. It's been a real staple, not only for Disneyland, but for Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom, and Tokyo Disneyland, and all of the other Disney resorts around the world. And another attraction was the People Mover. And the People Mover was built to take you around Tomorrowland. Okay? And it was a 10-minute ride that would take you through different locations of Tomorrowland. You would see different locations and hear them talk about it, and point out different attractions that that they would hope that you would experience. And the last one I want to talk about is Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. Now, Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress is probably the most, I would dare say, probably one of the most famous attractions ever built at a Disney park. It was built as a lasting tribute to Walt Disney. Like I said, he was an eternal optimist. He was rooted not only in he had nostalgia for the past, but he also loved the new technologies that were coming out in the future. So, Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress was, you would start at the turn of the century and experience all of the wonders that started in that time. You would shift to then you would shift into the later part of the 20th century, featuring even more mechanical marvels, and then you would progress to the 1940s, and you would experience, even more, as more technologies began to evolve and change. You would experience more of the technologies, and then you would shift into the actual future. So Disney has updated, well, I say has because they haven't updated it anymore, which is a shame, but they used to update the Carousel of Progress's last scene. So the last scene was the 21st century, so you would see things that were available and that are available in the 21st century. So you had things like VR. You had augmented reality. You had voice activation systems. You had automatic bathrooms and stuff like that. So Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress is a staple. They decided to move that because it did start in Disneyland. It started in Disneyland. So Magic Kingdom had no Carousel of Progress, okay? And then in 1975, the decision was made to dismantle the Carousel of Progress and ship it here to Florida. And they put it in their location in Florida on January 15th of 1975, where it remains to this day. So we are now celebrating 50 years of Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. And this is where I want to spend most of my time, because Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress is one of my favorite attractions. Every time I ride the attraction, it's it gives me Walt Disney vibes. This, like I said, this was his favorite attraction. He stipulated that before he passed away, that this was his favorite attraction, and he never ever wanted the attraction to be taken down. He wanted it to be always updated and include the latest technologies. So that's why the Carousel of Progress has remained, and I still think that it's a great tribute to Walt Disney, and it's always a staple. It's always You know, Magic Kingdom for me is really hard to do everything that I want to do. So unfortunately, I don't always get to do the Carousel of Progress. But whenever I try to do it as much as I can, because I really love the Carousel of Progress. I think people complain way too much about it. A lot of people say that it's boring, it's outdated, it's a good place for a nap, and I really think that that's sad. I really think that that's sad because people don't understand that this was Walt Disney's favorite attraction. It's still got his name on it, and this attraction, I think, more than any other attraction, this was his baby. This was his baby. He loved it. He wanted to build an attraction where you would celebrate not only the nostalgia of the past, but he also wanted to create, something that would celebrate the future of technology. And so that's why the Carousel of Progress was built. I think people complain way too much about it. Do I think that the end scene is outdated? Yes, it is outdated. Disney refuses to update that scene. I have no idea why. Because it used to be updated regularly, and now Disney has just kind of left it, which is a shame because this attraction deserves to have attention. Because it's rooted in it's steeped in Walt Disney history. So, I'm as much as I love the Carousel of Progress, I am begging and pleading with Disney to update that final scene. Give us a new scene, because it's time. It is time to have a new scene, that a new Act 4 for Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. Okay? Because a lot of the stuff in that final scene we now have. We now have virtual reality. We now have voice activation systems. We have automated bathrooms. We have all of this stuff. And the Carousel of Progress celebrates what's going to come next in the future. So, if Disney would update that, that would be really great. Unfortunately, I don't see that happening, but I truly believe that the Carousel of Progress needs to have love, and it needs to be updated. It deserves it. It really deserves to be updated and maintained and kept up. Disney, if you're listening to this, you really should think about finally updating Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. Okay? Because that's what Walt wanted. He wanted the Carousel of Progress to celebrate not only the nostalgia of the past, but he also wanted to celebrate what was new and upcoming in the future. Okay? So, if we could light a fire under Disney to do this, that would be great. We need to start a conversation about them updating Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. And the last thing I want to a couple more things I want to talk about, but another thing I want to talk about is the People Mover. Now, the People Mover is another staple of Tomorrowland. The People Mover is the attraction that takes you around Tomorrowland and shows you all of the attractions that you can experience while in the land. It started at Disneyland, and then they decided to get rid of it, and then they decided to build it at the Magic Kingdom. And again, it's a great ride to again celebrate the future and what has been built and what's ahead. Again, I think people complain way too much about it. People say, oh, the People Mover, that's another great place for a nap. People, you're missing the point. You're missing the point of not only the People Mover, but you're missing the point of Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. Okay? These two attractions celebrate, what tomorrow can bring. Okay? It celebrates, the new technology that we are, constantly coming up with. And for you to say, oh, it's a great place for a nap and it's too boring and blah, 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 then maybe you shouldn't be going on these attractions. And leave it for us for us people that love these attractions, okay? So that's my 2 cents on the subject. People complain way too much about those attractions, and they need to get over it. They really need to get over it, okay? If you don't like those attractions, then that's fine, but don't complain about them, because these attractions are rooted in, not only Magic Kingdom history, but also Walt Disney's eternal optimism as well. Okay, so when you're complaining about these attractions, you're complaining about Walt Disney. And that really rubs me the wrong way. It really, really rubs me the wrong way. All right? So I'm just saying. And then another attraction I want to talk about, something I never got to experience. It was before my time. Alien Encounter. So, Alien Encounter is where Stitch's Great Escape used to be. So, if you walk into the land and you turn to your left and you see a great big, abandoned building, that's where Alien Encounter was. Now, Alien Encounter is the scariest Disney attraction ever to be built. All right, it was a attraction that sent you to preview a new Excess. The company was Excess Tech, and they were showing off this new alien teleportation device. Unfortunately, they teleported an alien into the theater, and the alien caused havoc, and it was in complete darkness, and they had it was very, very intense. It had a lot of people complaining about that attraction. It was very dark. It was very scary. It was not something that you would not, it was something you would not find at Magic Kingdom today. Okay. So it was very intense, very scary. People were constantly complaining about it. And when Michael Eisner came in, he said, we need to tone that attraction down. So they toned it down to a little less scary experience, but it was still scary. People were still complaining about it. And then Lilo and Stitch came out. And then they had the brilliant idea to redo Alien Encounter and get rid of that alien and put Stitch in. So instead of this alien escaping and causing havoc and scaring the crap out of you, the alien would be Stitch, and Stitch would escape, and he would come into the audience, and he would be teleported into the audience and cause havoc. It was a little bit, again, it was more child friendly. Unfortunately, this attraction was not well received. It did not last very long until Disney decided to put it on just operating it only toward the busy season, and then slowly but surely the popularity just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping until basically no one was showing up anymore. So Disney decided to close it permanently, get rid of it, and it's still abandoned today. I'm not sure if they have gotten rid of the animatronic yet of Stitch and stuff. I don't know, because obviously that's we can't go in. So we don't know what it's like in there. I believe that it's used as a cast break room now. I would hope at this point, if it is a cast break room, that they got rid of, those seats and that Stitch audio, the Stitch audio animatronic and such, because, who wants to take a break when you're having an audio animatronic that's not working anymore look you right in the face. So I hope by now that they've just gotten rid of everything. Again, I don't know. Disney's not going to tell us that. They finally got rid of that sign after, I don't even know. I don't even know how long they kept that sign up for Stitch's Great Escape. I think it was, it was either before COVID or it was during COVID that they finally took that sign down for Stitch's Great Escape. So now that building is empty. It's, again, I hope that everything has been taken out. I don't know. But now that part just sits there. Unfortunately, you can't do anything about it because the people mover goes right right above that building. It travels that track above, so you can't knock down that building because then Disney would have to rebuild the tracks, and they don't want to do that. So it's unfortunately that building is just going to stay there because it has to, because there's no way that Disney can take out that building. So the closest that we ever get to that building is when we check in for the holiday parties inside the Magic Kingdom. One of the places where you can get your tickets and stuff is in the old queue of what used to be Stitch's Great Escape or Alien Encounter. Obviously, you don't go in the building, you just go in that outdoor queue area, and then you go out the other side. So that's really the only thing left that they do. That's the only thing that they do with that space now. It's a stroller parking area now, and sometimes they put photo ops and such. But the space is basically, I mean, there's nothing there. There's nothing. There's no space. There's nothing really there. So I would, I hope that Disney, put something there permanently. I mean, having stroller parking is always a good idea. But, I would like to have, like photo ops or character meet and greets. Stitch used to meet there. I think it would be a good idea to have, something there, something in front of that building. You could have a permanent meet and greet for Stitch or, any other Tomorrowland character, But, they really should do something about that space because it's just a dead, wasted space. So I hope that they find a use for that. If not, again, stroller parking always works. People always need a place to park their strollers. And that I don't have a problem with. That's fine. Okay? But if it's just going to be a dead, empty space with nothing there, then do something with that. Because that's just wasted space. All right? A couple of the other attractions. So where Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is today, that was home to another attraction. It used to be called the Timekeeper, starring the late great Robin Williams. Before that got overhauled into that Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, which I think is a cute show. I mean, people complain way too much about that. I think it's a cute show. It uses live performers. So anything with live performers, I really like. I think people complain way too much about that. Again, it's a 15-minute show. It's something more to do in the Magic Kingdom that takes a good amount of time. So, I like Laugh Floor. Laugh Floor is I think it's a cute show. So I think people need to get over that too. But and then Astro Orbiter, which is just a knockoff of Dumbo. Not really anything interesting. They did add Tron in that space, which is still popular today. I don't do Tron because I'm not really into roller coasters, with a few exceptions to that. But I have not done Tron. The Tomorrowland Speedway, I think that needs to go. I think that served its purpose. It keeps getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and because they keep building around it. I think that area I think that needs to go, and I think that needs to be replaced with something better. I mean, that takes me back to a Craig's Cruisers. Kids, look that up. It takes me back to a Craig's Cruisers, where you would race, these motorized carts. It's very it's very old, and I think it's time to go. I think it's time to get rid of that thing, because it's just wasted space, and I don't think anyone would miss it if it was gone. I don't recall one person ever saying, wow, that was a great ride. I mean, maybe kids do, okay? But, maybe little kids, but, teens, tweens, adults, they're not coming off that ride thinking that was a great ride, okay? No one's coming off the Tomorrowland Speedway going, yeah, that was a great ride, okay? No one's doing that. So it's, sometime down the road, if we could find a worthy replacement for that, that would be great, okay? But and then of course, Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe, which has the famous Sunny Eclipse and his amazing Astro Organ. I love seeing that show. It's every time, I don't usually eat all the time at Magic Kingdom, but when I do, sometimes I'll go into Starlight Cafe, or maybe if I'm just trying to kill time between fast passes or something, I'll go in and see Sunny Eclipse playing his Astro Organ and singing songs and everything, which is a great show. If you have 20 minutes to kill in your day, go see it. It's it's a cute, charming show. It's always great to see Sunny Eclipse, and I think it's really a cute show. Nothing like big, spectacular. It's just an audio animatronic playing his keyboard. But it's really cute. It's really cute, and it's very charming, and it's a show that that people should see. Unfortunately, it is a restaurant, so it's loud. People are, talking over each other and everything, so it's very loud in there. So a lot of the times you can't really, even if you're sitting close to him, you can't really hear everything that he's saying, which is a shame, because I really like Sunny Eclipse. It's a great way to eat and be entertained. So, if you ever have time to kill between fast passes, or if you want to take a break, or maybe even a food break, go into Cosmic Rays and, go see Sunny Eclipse. Go see it. Go see his show. The food there, it's not great. You can order that stuff anywhere. The food's okay. It's not great. But, just go in there and see Sunny Eclipse. Even if you just want to go in there for like 5 or 10 minutes. Because the show is continuous. He never stops. He plays from park open to park closed. So he's always playing. So it's always a great, especially in the summertime when it's really, really hot here. Go in there, take a nice air conditioned break, spend some time with Sunny Eclipse, okay? And you'll have the song stuck in your head. Okay? So it's a really cute, neat show. So I hope people get to go watch it, because it's really cute. So that's that's the that's the that's the kind of history of Tomorrowland at Disneyland, and then the Magic Kingdom here in Florida. Like I said, I have to work on the 15th, unfortunately, so I won't get to go on the actual 50th anniversary, but I am going tomorrow, so I'm going to spend some time doing the Carousel of Progress and the People Mover, and I'm going to try to go down Space Mountain. So I'm gonna try to do some of the. I'm gonna try to do those attractions. Oh, one ride I didn't talk about. I forgot because it's not a great ride. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. So this used to be Flight to the Moon. Okay. Until it got rethemed to Delta Dream Flight, and then, or was it Delta Dream Flight first, then Flight to the Moon, and then Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. I can't remember. I don't have the thing in front of me. I apologize, but it was Flight to the Moon, Delta Dream Flight, and then and then the third iteration of the ride is Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger, nothing special about it. There's nothing spectacular. It's a shooting game where, you shoot targets and everything. It's not great. It's kind of cheap. It's nothing special. It's nothing great about it. If I had to choose between that or Toy Story Midway Mania, I would go with Toy Story Midway Mania. Even though Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin has a couple more audio animatronics, I think that Toy Story Midway Mania is much better. I think it's more fun. But, I mean, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin's not great. It's, I hardly ever do it. To me it's a one and done, which I can't believe I'm saying that, but for me it's a one and done. Once in a blue moon I'll do it, but not very often. I don't really care for it. It's not great. So, but some people like it, which is fine. Some people like it. It's not my thing. So, but there you are. That's the history of, a small history of Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom. Like I said, I'll be there tomorrow. I'm going to film. I'm gonna film some things, and I'm going to again film Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. Even though I already have it up on my channel, I'm going to film it again. I'm going to film that, and I'm going to film the People Mover. I can't film on Space Mountain because they prohibit filming on Space Mountain, so I can't film that. Space Ranger Spin, I'm not doing that, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try to do Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, so if I do that, I'll film that as well. But yeah, I'm going to spend tomorrow celebrating the future of tomorrow. So I hope you'll join me in celebrating 50 years of Space Mountain, or excuse me, let me start again. I hope you'll help me celebrate 50 years of the Carousel of Progress at Walt Disney World. So, thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I thank you guys very much for watching this video. You guys have a great rest of your evening. And I'm going to end this video. I usually say, see you real soon, but I'm going to end on, I hope you have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. And we will see you real soon.